Good morning, children. Hope you are keeping fine at home. Stay at home, stay safe. Dear children, today I am going to discuss with you about the occupation of the people of Mesopotamia. We have discussed about their life, and under the life, you have discussed about the society, family, and occupation. And so now we are going to discuss about their occupation. Occupation means what are the work, which type of work they were doing as to earn their living, not learn, earn their living. And so this is known as occupation. What kind of job they're doing, what kind of work they were doing. So we know that in all the civilization, agriculture is the prominent occupation in all the civilization, human civilization. And so in Mesopotamia also, agriculture is the first and the prominent occupation. In this, they have the different types of farming, different types of crops growing, fruit and the food crops. They had also the irrigation system. This was the first thing that is learned about the Mesopotamian civilizations, that in agriculture they had the irrigation system, and for that they had built dike and aqueducts. Dikes are the reservoirs. Dikes are the reservoirs, canals, drainage system. All those things are coming under the dikes. The aqueducts are the small canals on which the water is to flow into the field, through which the water flows into the to the field. That is called the aqueducts. It's an artificial canal, small one, not big one. Okay, so that is known as the rest. And they also used the plowshares and the wheels for transportation. All these are coming under the agriculture. Next one is the pottery. Pottery is one of the important occupation of Mesopotamian civilizations, where they used to make pots and different kinds of utensils. How do we know? How do we know that this? Because we have come across the excavations, and through this excavation we came to know that these pots and the pitchers were kept besides the burial ground. A person, when he was buried, all these different types of utensils and the vessels were also buried with the person. Next one is the art and crafts. Art, you know that different types of drawings and picture making, the colors and all that. But then here they used bronze, copper, gold, silver and gems and the gemstones. The carpenters and the masons also used to build palaces. So all these art and architectures were included when they were building, and so they used in their art and craft all these metals, precious metals. Next one is the trade. Trade means the business. Trade means the buying and selling of the goods, different types of goods. So this is known as the trade. So in Mesopotamian, this trade with countries, along with the other countries, they were trading, and with other civilizations also they were trading. How do we know that? Once again, when there was excavation in Indus Valley civilizations, the things that were used in Mesopotamian civilizations, they were found in Indus Valley civilization also. So with this, we come to know that there was an exchange of goods. The trade of trade between these civilizations, existing civilizations. We know that how many civilizations are there? Do you remember? There were 4 main civilizations, river valley civilizations. Okay, I'm not going to go back to that. Please recall and find it out for yourself. Next one is the civilization. Then the semi-precious stones was imported from Afghanistan. This stone eventually became the one of the distinguishing feature of the Mesopotamian artwork and jewelry. And so this was found in Afghanistan, and from here they bought by the Mesopotamian civilizations, people of Mesopotamia. Next one is the next point about after occupation is the art and architecture. Under art and architecture, the art is there. Architecture, art means the first art, what I says, drawings, sculpture, making the statues, different drawings and coloring, all these things are art. Then architecture is a building work. What type of building, how the buildings were built. So in that there are arches, roundabout arches, columns means pillars. The domes are the round on top of the building, round structure. You have seen in the mosques and other temples, you might have seen the domes, especially found in the mosques. And the wall, the valets are like in ventilations in the buildings. Ziggurat, another one is, earlier we have discussed in the Indus Valley civilization that Ziggurat or the high architectural buildings are Ziggurat, the hallmark of Mesopotamian. These are the famous things that are existing. Then the ramparts, that means the boundary wall to protect themselves. And so according to the ancient sources, King Nebuchadnezzar built the hanging garden. Today, you know where is hanging garden? It is very easy to know. It is Babylon, and built by the ancient people and the king Nebuchadnezzar. He built in 600 BCE, before the birth of Jesus Christ. And so this was till today it is existing. Till today, these are the examples of Mesopotamian architecture. Next comes the religion. What kind of religion they were following? So in Mesopotamia, people worshipped nature. They were initially nature worshippers. They were worshipping natures, and the chief priests were equal like the rulers, like the kings. They were given equal status. And so people of Mesopotamia believed in the life after death. That means there is life also after death. We will be entering into different life, another life we begin. Death is not the end of life. Another life begins. That was the belief of people of Mesopotamia. Today also, some of the religions of India, we believe, some people they believe still life after death. That means death is not the end of life. Life begins also after death, different other life. Next one is the next point, the third point. First point was the occupation. The second point is art and architecture. The third point is the achievements. What are the achievements of Mesopotamian civilization? The main achievements of Mesopotamian civilizations are writings, wheels, and mathematics. And earliest the compilation of law, that is a codification of law. So these are the 4 achievements. Writings, they had the typical way of writing known as cuneiform writing, that is developed in the writing, small dots and lines, dots and dashes. The different style of writing. The invention of writing helped them to record the law, the rules of life. That is law. That was arranged, compiled and codified, written and on the pillars, on the rocks. This is known as codified. It's a numbered, nicely arranged. It is known as code, law. So this has been done by the king, King Hammurabi. And so this is done so that therefore this was the first codification of law done by Hammurabi, and this is the base or the cradle of all the laws that are existing today in the world. Is the first law, first major piece of literature on the 12 clays of tablets were also. Next one, remember the Gilgamesh also is the example of the writings that developed in Mesopotamia. Next one is the wheel. Wheel is used for many other works, not only in transport but many other making, like making the pots and all that. Sumerians first used the wheel for making the pottery. You see, it's not the wheel was used for transport only, but it was used for pottery around 3500 BCE. See, 3500 is not this. So, and then their chariots were also drawn by wheel that was used in 3200 BCE. Next achievement was the mathematics. See, that is important achievements. So they discovered the number, the 60. Number 60 was discovered, known as the sexagesimal scale. That is known as a 60. The simple word is the 60. Number 60, which was divided. Then with this, they developed the time, divided the time period of the day and the hours. So it was the second, minute and the hour with this 60. The whole day is divided with the number 60. Next one is the calendar. So the calendar, that is month, was divided, whole year was divided into 12 months. And so this is a 12 months lunar calendar developed by Mesopotamian. Next one is the mathematics included addition, division, graphics, subtractions and all that. So knowledge helped them, the mathematical knowledge helped them to keep the track of records of the earlier work and the earlier period of time. And also they also found out to find the circumference of any place, any object or any place. Circumference. So you know that what is the circumference, how to take out the circumference of a particular shape or size or the place. Another achievement they made was the compilation of law. Hammurabi was the sixth. I said he was the first one to codify the law. So he was the sixth king of Babylon and made this, compiled all the laws of life and then wrote or codified on the pillars. So it's known as the Code of Hammurabi. Based on this Code of Hammurabi, we have various laws for living a good life. And so these laws were included the law of on diverse debts, agriculture practices, trade practices, property taxes, disputes and the property disputes and women's rights. All these were, these are the few examples. But then how many? 300 laws were codified. Next one was, if Mesopotamian civilization was so great civilizations, then it was the cradle of all civilizations, we know that. And so why? What was the reasons of the decline of the Mesopotamian civilization? The reasons are, number one, increase in population. People increased so vast, even there was no place to stay. And so they give the first reason was the increase in number of the people. Next one is the emergence of this civilization emerged on a high place, and the rivers and the water bodies were in the lower section. So when the rivers and the water bodies got flooded, they were washed away. And so they also were so this was the region. Next one was the next region is the yes, next one, the next region is the attacks on the civilized, on the people of Mesopotamia, the Hittites, which marked the end of the Babylonian Empire. Hittites attacked the Mesopotamians, which was flourished from 1900 BCE to 1600 BCE. So these are the few reasons you can underline and then go through and try to understand. Once you should always take a book when you see the video. Without the book and the pencil in hand, you should not sit, because otherwise it is useless. It is useless. It's not these videos are not any movie or any video for the enjoyment, entertainment. No, it is to learn. And therefore, please note down the numbers of points that we have discussed here and go through once again. And you come. We will do the question answer separately in the next video. Till then, stay safe. Thank you.